Welcome back to the podcast. This is Layla Rose, and today we're going to be discussing dark energy and what it means and how we can use it to manifest faster and more in a more powerful way, I would say. So, this has been one of my most requested podcast episodes, and I'm going to create a lot more when it comes to dark energy because I feel like there isn't enough people talking about this. A lot of times people use darkness and dark energy to manifest, but they're not going to use those words specifically because, for many reasons. There's a lot of programming when it comes to the word darkness. It's usually used in a context where, something is bad. And I feel like that's why a lot of people are afraid of that word. A lot of people associate darkness with evil or, demons, Satan. So however those programmings, work, it's always about, darkness being the bad guy. So just to clarify a few things here, when I talk about darkness, I talk about dark matter. So this is actually science. It's not religious in any way. When it comes to quantum physics and darkness and dark matter, so 96% of the universe is dark matter. So light is only 4%. So when I talk about, becoming dark energy, becoming dark matter, what I mean is that when you start working with this type of energy, so a lot of times, I'm going to give a few examples on how people use darkness to manifest and they don't even know it. They don't use those words. So let's say, someone is visualizing an outcome, right? Visualizing something, they're going to close their eyes. So when you close your eyes, you're in darkness. A lot of times when people pray, they pray with their eyes closed as well. A lot of times when people ask us, questions and, those deeper questions, and we have to really think about it, we close our eyes to work with darkness to find the solutions or the answers to that question. So those are just a few examples. And I've seen a lot of spiritual leaders also use darkness without using that word, obviously, because I don't know if they do it on purpose because they know that would scare people away. Or, I don't know, maybe they just do it subconsciously. So, for example, I was listening to this spiritual leader saying that he's been using this little box where he's been putting his intentions, on a piece of paper, and then he would put it in that box. But obviously, when you close a box, again, it's dark within that box. It's darkness. So these are just a few examples on how people use darkness, and they just don't use those words. I don't know specifically why people are afraid of darkness. That's a deeper question, I guess. My theory is that when we are physically, in the darkness, at night, let's say there's literally no light, we can't use our senses. Or, we can listen, but you know what I'm saying? It's more, it feels more dangerous, I guess, because we don't know what's around us. We don't know if someone's coming at us, I think it's a subconscious programming in that way, Or, at night there's a lot more animals that are hunting as well. So maybe it's our programming, as humans, to be afraid of the dark. I don't know. Those are just a few theories that I have. So this is a few examples of how we can use darkness. All right. So in ancient Egypt, there's actually a word you can, research about it. This is how they used to call dark matter. It was called Nu. So N-U. Nu was the primordial ocean where all life comes from. So again, ocean. It's like a black ocean in the cosmos. Another way that scientists have been describing dark matter, and those are just words that they've been using, they call it an ocean of pure, vibrant consciousness. So this is the source that is at the base of mind, matter, and thought. What else can I say about the dark matter? If some people call it the vortex as well. Sometimes, we might hear those words. Vortex, unified field. But again, when you start researching, you're going to find out that it's all dark matter anyway. And what's interesting about, dark matter is once we start working with that type of energy, what's going to happen is that while we're going through this process of reprogramming our subconscious with those new beliefs, those new dreams or goals, aspirations, right? What's going to happen is that one of the side effects is actually going to be the opposite of what we want. This is just some form of resistance of old patterns, old thoughts. But I think it's super important to understand that process, because if we don't know, while we go through it, we might feel like something's wrong with us, something's wrong with our life, or, how we do things. So it's important to notice that those outer circumstances might just be actually a good sign, because it's actually showing you that there's an expansion of consciousness. So it's super common, for example, if you've been trying to manifest your next level in your business, for example, right? Like financially, you just want your business to get to those higher levels. It is very common. So when you're going to start working with dark energy, you might start to experience the opposite. So for example, like there might be a huge loss or just a challenge, not necessarily something dramatic, but a challenge or something comes up, and I wouldn't say it's a test, because it's not, the vortex is not manipulative like that. But I would say it's just those old patterns. Like, for example, like your old self would have reacted a certain way, but your higher self, or that version of yourself that already has what you desire, that person is going to react in a very different way, because they have more resources, because their nervous system is regulated, because they just, I don't know, have bigger problems than that, but that's the challenge in that specific situation. It's to embody that person of the future, or that vision of the future, while you're going through that challenge. And this is also something that can happen within relationships as well. So that's why learning how to do alchemy, but in a practical way, which was something that I struggled with, because I was going through that cycle of, having all those challenges coming up, but I didn't know how to do alchemy. I was just hearing people, say things to me like, well, just transmute it. Like, all right, well, what does that even mean, So that's why I created the Unstuck workshop, because there's an entire module about the 7 steps of alchemy and what it means and how we can apply it within ourselves, within our relationships and our business. And so there are practical steps that you can do, right? There's a ritual you can do as well to really implement it. And then you have to follow through with a routine. And then you're going to be able to see changes pretty quickly. That's the cool thing with dark matter. So, for example, let's just look at our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind controls 96% of our daily actions. So it's the same thing with dark energy. We're working with the subconscious aspect, right? So that's why we're able to create such fast and quick results, and life becomes much more peaceful and more joyful. That was a tongue twister. More joyful. Yeah, once we've done all those steps and we've done the alchemy and we started working with dark matter, yeah, it becomes very pleasant to be human again. All right. What else can I add today about dark matter? I guess I can end with like a little exercise that you can do, which is kind of fun. So I love to use my closet sometimes as a space to really come together with dark matter. Obviously, dark matter is always present, even when it's a sunny, beautiful summer day. But for some reason, when we're doing some sort of ritual or we're really working with black is not a color, it's an absence of color, but working with the color black as well, you can really start to embody as well source and dark energy. So for example, if you go in your closet and you shut the door and then it's, you're in darkness, right? You can also put some music. You can put some space music, womb music. You know what I'm saying? Not womb music, but those videos on YouTube that basically recorded the sounds that the womb makes. I mean, it doesn't make sounds. It's more like a heartbeat. Whatever, you know what I'm saying. So space, womb, what else? I know there's a few YouTube channels with music of, Lilith or, anything that says, reclaiming your power, Lilith. And so those are all frequencies or music that you can use during that process. And then you're going to create your ideal reality. And once you're going to do that process, first of all, it's going to feel so good and so grounding and so powerful. You can do it for a few minutes, doesn't have to be that long. And then once you're going to be able to feel those emotions of already having it, like it's almost like an immersive experience. Then you're going to obviously end the ritual and then completely detach from it. Like completely detach and be like, whatever, it's going to come when it's gonna come. Like, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna stress about it. And that's the beautiful, aspect of this process. Things happen so quickly when we start to work with dark energy. It is actually unbelievable sometimes. At first I was testing it, with a few words and phrases. Like, I would make people say exact sentences and words, and I would be like so shocked at first. I was like, what is happening? They wouldn't know that I did that. So it's very powerful. It's a beautiful practice. So let me know in the comments if you've ever used dark energy or if this is something you plan on using in the future. And please let me know about your testimonials. This is my fire. Like, this is what really drives me to do what I do. I want to see your testimonials. I want to read about your success stories. And obviously I'm going to put out a lot more meditations for dark energy as well, so you can listen to them at night, so then your subconscious can absorb them. And yeah, I'm very excited, and I'll see you tomorrow for our next episode.